Fire streamer.
So it's finally that time of the year, and y'all kind of got the idea how this works by now. 5 singles, 5 EPs, and this year we'll be doing 10 albums. There's just way too much music to cover this year. But as always, all of the projects / singles have to be released this year, no exceptions. And before anyone even has the distant idea to comment it, Lucky, Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, nor Ye are underground anymore. Grow up.
Yeah, facts.
But seriously, without further ado, let's dive into the official.
And honestly, out of those 4,
and before anyone even has the distant idea to comment it, Lucky, Destroy
Lucky,
Lonely, Ken Carson, nor Ye are under
Yeet. All drop albums. Lucky dropped Sex Money Drugs. Wait, is he talking about 2024? Just like in the past year? Well, in the past year, yeah, Lucky had Sex Money Drugs. Yeet 393. Lonely, If Looks Could Kill. I don't know if that was in the past year though. No, it was. And Ken Carson was A Great Chaos. I don't like anybody who doesn't think that A Great Chaos is the best album out of those 4 is probably just a little biased because A Great Chaos was crazy. A Great Chaos was that shit, son. Me personally, I would put... I know probably If Looks to Kill and Sex Money Drugs are like probably a lot, like they're interchangeable with each other. There's probably some people who think If Looks to Kill better. There's probably some people who think Sex Money Drugs is better. I got If Looks to Kill over... I love them both. Nah, actually, I got Sex Money Drugs over... If Looks to Kill is an underappreciated album, though. That album is not as bad as people on Twitter make it out to be. So it would be AGC. 2093 has to marinate, but it's not better than any of those other albums.
Underground anymore. Grow up. But seriously, without further ado, let's dive into the official XDiv 2023 Rap Verified Underground Album of the Year EP and single tier list. Let's go. Coming in at number 5, for single number 5, we have Netspend, Shine in Peace. Now let's be honest, he had to make at least one spot on this list, and I think this track deserves it. While overall I won't act like Netspend is some six-eye wielding music deity, he's also by no means trash. And at only 16 years old,
Netspend is 16, bro. The music he makes is good. Netspend make good music, bro. I like We Not Like You better, but Shine in Peace is still good. I'm about to play We Not Like You though. Bro, this is that song, bro. I don't care. This is that heat.
Bitch, I'm jumping off a ship. Bitch, I'm bust on my favorites because he took it to the end. Bitch, I'm bust on my favorites because I make more than they spend. I told you to roll that blunt before we fuck up on their friends. And she a scene, bitch, like pictures, it's her friend. I told her come over, bring like 12 friends. Fuck, they told me come to court, but I can't go for shit. We on the East Coast, bitch, I'm rocking really expensive fits. So we been shit, I just been shit, I been the shit. For the game, watch out for the game.
You know the idea was this, you scared the whole
watch out for the fans, bitch, I'll bite you.
Bitch,
I
bite you.
I just bite you. I be fucking all night, baby, and I like you. We stay up in the rich and we don't like you. I stay up in your bitch and you don't like that.
And then fucking Shine in Peace, bro. I can't even lie, like this the time that we gon' shine in peace. Oh yeah, you the rich. Oh. Bro, hold on. There was a video I said, yo, I tried to put my friend onto Netspend. He posted something talking about Netspend is Xavier So Base for ass. I agreed with him on Xavier So Base, but I was like, give Netspend a chance, bro. Netspend is tough. That boy sent me a live reaction, bro.
Because he took me to the end. Bitch, I'm bust on my papers because I make more than they spend. I told you to roll that blunt before we fuck up on their friends. And she a scene, bitch, like pictures, it's her friend.
You look at this nigga, he fucking with it.
Bring like 12 friends. Fuck, so they told me come to court, but I can't go for shit. We on the East Coast, bitch, I'm rocking real expensive fits. So we been shit, I just been shit, I been the shit.
Obviously he driving, so he not like all the way like turning up, but he's not saying his ass. Bro, like, y'all give Netspend too much hate for no reason, bro. It's just because he's 16 and y'all already comparing him to like accomplished rappers who are older than him, who have been farther than him at his age, bro. Netspend be making it far. He got to put that lean down to get away from DJ Fat though. Why as soon as I click an underground video, I get hella fucking Flatboy Max videos reacted to it. And yeah, I watched Flatboy Max.
Still has a ton of time to grow his sound even further, and I mean, you're lying if you think this song's not like slightly groovy.
No, we gon' get him, be like, I
Thank you, Mr. Spin.
When I
Now moving
swerve
into
in
the
a
fourth place on my
rental.
list, we have Glock 40 Spaz and Dirtball with Day to Day. Now, there's not too much I can say about
This is a
Glock
good
that I haven't
song.
already said before. He's one of
I
the
had this song on when Dirtball posted the I guess it was a preview. He posted like him dancing to it on TikTok. I downloaded that TikTok. I listened to that song and then I had it on SoundCloud. I'm not flexing nothing. I'm just saying I know which song he's talking about.
most like talented
probably not
slash
gonna know
raw
one of
artists
these
out of
songs,
this
though.
whole new generation.
I'm
But
not super
Dirtball,
tapped
on the
in.
other hand, has to be one of the most like confusing artists I've ever listened to. He's one of the only artists that I know that can make me like laugh my ass off while also bopping my head at the same
Oh
time.
God.
I went up so fast, they think I sold my soul. And I got so much weed and I ain't even touched the bowl.
Thank you, Mr. Dirt. And now moving into the third place on my list, we have Corey Lingo and Lil Shine with Desire. And I mean,
actually
this
don't know
song
this
legit
song.
belongs
I
in
know
like a
Lil Shine,
Plug and
though.
B museum. With two Plug and B legends both killing the verses
Yeah, I
back to
don't know
back to
this song,
back.
bro.
And if you really haven't given Corey Lingo a chance by now, you're seriously
This a
missing out on
promo?
some of the best vocals and harmonies in the underground period. He's one of a kind.
And I already know they cap, I know it's fly to summarize. Keeping that bleed topped off, I don't wanna have it pop off.
But either way,
was kinda
moving into
tough.
the second spot on my list, we have Osama Sun and Osanta with Pickup. Now, I honestly had like 300 different hard Osama songs
Osama
to pick
Sun
from
is
this
special,
year,
boy.
but this song just has an insanely
Especially
smooth and
with,
eerie
Flex
instrumental,
music
along with both Osanta
Flex
and Osama giving really insane,
And,
like, low-key,
Osama
heartfelt
Season,
verses
bro.
that both slap and
Great
kind of want
album.
to make you tear up.
New G200, got brand new money. Let's see, I just got muddy. Back just drop like lovely. I know from bitch won't fuck.
Damn. And now finally, coming in at the number one spot on my list, we have Summers with Free Do / Can't Do It. And I mean, like,
Yo.
Reno is
Shout out Scum TK, one of my favorite streamers. I was watching Scum TK react to this, and he wasn't saying nothing. I don't know if he was feeling it or not, but bro, chat. I be in Scum TK chat a lot, so like niggas like Walk, Lucky, probably Yaga. They was hating on this, bro. This song is tough. Free Do Can't Do It, bro. This is a good summer song. They was just hating because it was summers, bro.
just in his element on this song. From really diving into the problems going on in his family, talking about depression, losing close friends, suicide, and even sending a well-done rejection to Jace's apology track, Man with the Plan. This just whole song with context is just actual art.
Do this, mama and my brother was so tight. Wrong or right, headed to the back, that's for life.
Now it's time for us to move on over into EPs. And now coming in at number 5, we have Autumn with Before Golden Child 3. And I mean, like, it's Autumn, he never like really misses on a before tape, with pretty much all 4 of these tracks being solid, but the real standouts are Recollections of Fame,
It's not a
Great
regular
song.
G. You think I'm a regular style? This one,
Shout out
and
Autumn, bro.
especially The
504.
Remorse,
bitch. Even though you was getting shot at, boy, I wish I was
I didn't
rich.
personally
Fuck
listen to this
PD,
tape,
cause they kept you that could.
which in all honesty might be one of the smoothest songs I've ever heard from him. And now moving into the 4th spot on my list, we have Jace with Celestial 2. Now at a certain point, I'm convinced Jace might be AI himself, because I genuinely don't understand how he manages to drop 17 projects in a year while also handling the cover arts, promotion, and sometimes like
Jace-
even the
Jace just
production.
be sitting in
However,
his room
this
just
project Celestial
chilling at,
really
like,
stood
computer
out to me
streaming
with the
and making
production
music,
from
bro. I feel
Colin,
like
which just
Jace
is
probably has so
insane
much
all throughout,
genuine fun and
especially on
gets,
tracks like
such
Feeling
genuine,
Again.
like, good.
Money came in, it's immaculate. Look, baby, I'm on that rapper shit.
Thank
You
You
need to put them
God,
six down though.
Long way, she just wanna come along.
in 2017.
Also, shout out Jace. Jace is like one of the only people whose chat I can go to, and if you're not saying anything that's remotely negative, he'll just ignore you. You can be in his chat showing straight love, talking about, yo, Jace, I fuck with your music, bro. Jace, you a real inspiration on me to start my SoundCloud. He will read it and ignore it. But as soon as you call him a bitch, then he's dissing you. He's waving guns in the camera. He calling you all sorts of names. Like, shout out Jace, bro.
Wanna come along.
In 2017.
She don't wanna fuck me.
Really just ethereal. But either way, moving into the 3rd spot on my list, we have Smokin' Skull with Smoke Carter 2. And Skull to me really is honestly one of my favorite artists when it comes to experimenting on different instrumentals. With his sound
I
and
need to hear
flows
this.
always
I
swapping
have this
around, but
saved.
still keeping a unique sound that only really like Skull can replicate. Especially with tracks like Rock, Haha,
Cover up hard.
and
Shout
especially
out Gallery
Fast Life.
Province.
Run up, send them to the past life. I like cars, I like money, bitch, the fast life. Tryna fuck on model hoes and see what that.
Either way, moving forward and coming in at the second place on my list, we have Yapo JJ with The Evolution of Zer. It would have been an actual crime
This
against
album was
humanity
so
not
good.
to include
Yeah,
him due to
exactly.
just how massive of a year he's had all throughout
this nigga-
2023.
oh my
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a bit late to him. I didn't really start understanding his sound until like late 2022, but when it clicked for me, it really clicked. With Yapo easily being one of the best, if not the best, experimental artists in the underground.
Yapo be
With his sound
experimenting
pretty
a lot,
much
yeah.
changing like bi-weekly at this point. And even if this project is a little basic in terms of just how wide Yapo's discography is, it felt wrong not including it. Especially when you have such classic tracks like Supporting That,
She tell me everything about who she is, no supporting it.
Trying,
She really trying, oh my god, she really trying,
and obviously 1-0.
I don't know what niggas mad for. She said I'm acting like an asshole.
Thank you, Mr. Yapo. And now finally coming in at the #1 spot on my list, being probably one of my favorite bodies of work this year in general, we have Jades with Ghetto Cupid. And in all honesty,
I'm
Jades
gonna lie, I
to me is
personally sleep on Jades. I got friends in real life who listen to Jades. Like, there's one girl in my second period and my dog Elijah who was vibing to that next band I just seen. They love Jades. I'm personally sleep. I don't really see the point in this. Like, I'm not really like on to the appeal of his music, but you know, teach their own.
probably up there as one of my favorite artists I've found within like the last 3 years. And the only reason I've ever heard people give around me for not enjoying Jades is his voice, which confuses the hell out of me because I think his voice makes me like fucking. With Jades, as always, keeping his sound insanely fresh and experimenting while also delivering some just banger tracks such as Lay Low,
Who gotta lay low? 2 hoes when we got tango. 2 shots when me, I stay calm. Rap nigga love my name or song.
and Undercover.
Undercover been my swag. Number 9 end up dead. I kept it all to myself. Off out to pull out the stroke.
And he also kept delivering on his classic sound with tracks such as Damage
Baby sipping Hennessy and poppin' Zan. Yeah, you different. You from a different.
and Heart.
Know you been through so much. See that shit in your eyes. You want someone to love, but I'm just not your type. And you swear that.
And keep in mind that all 4 of the songs I just showed you are also on a project with the
fit?
same song. And before anyone mentions it, be realistic. If I judged all of these artists off of moral character, I'd just have to delete my channel. There's like no way out of it.
Facts.
But with all of that said, I think it's time we move over into the long-awaited album of the
Shout
year
out Summers.
section. But first, let's get some very honorable
And
mentions out
Autumn.
the way. And how I'm going to be doing this is by first listing out a subgenre that the albums in question kind of semi-relate to, and then I'll recommend albums that I enjoyed this year with that same like style or sound, if that makes sense. Starting first with Rage, or really just loud bass-heavy projects. This year, some of my favorite projects in this genre were Eject by Bandana Saint, or even Hard Rock with One of One. Next,
mean
if
even
you're looking
Hard
for a
Rock? That was a
slower
good-ass
plug and
album.
beat-based project, I'd recommend Friendy with Healing Music, or obviously Summers with Stuck in My Ways.
Yeah.
Switching over to a different sound, if you're looking
A lot
for
of
more
people
of like
didn't
an
like Stuck in My Ways,
ATL-based trap sound, you should probably check out a project like No Mo Free L5, and obviously Glock 40 Spaz, which took the biggest risk. Next,
Okay, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You don't have to be like, bro.
if you're looking for a project for more of that dark plug or TDF,
He kind of flexing the fact that he's like listening to people who even underground people might not know. I don't know, like, bro, you can just say their names, bro. You don't gotta do that.
30 Perk 40 sound, check out projects such as TDF's The Blueprint or 1AM's House Party. And finally,
Shout out
if you want to
1AM,
get a little
1AM
freaky, some good alternative projects that released this year I'd recommend would be High Seas, Left for Dead, or Two Hollis with Two. Okay, well that was a lot of music, but finally, without further ado, let's dive into my top 5 releases of the year, starting first with Lil Shine with Lovesick. And if you know how much I love Shine, that's probably a little surprising to see him this low, but to be honest, this project was just a little too short for me to feel good about putting it above the other projects on this list. But nonetheless, I'm still really glad that Shine has decided to stay in like the plug and be lane and not try to take over and be the king of versatility like it seems like everyone wants every single artist to be. Personally, I'll take an artist that's just really good at one sound rather than like none at all.
I
But
respect
either way,
that.
this project, as always with Shine, is really consistent with tracks such as One Last
I
Time,
also have
But I'll be okay. If it way too much, she know that I cannot.
Alone,
You know I've been all alone. So sick, nobody will answer the
and obviously Gene So,
cameras flashing.
which puts it only slightly behind another plug and be artist project that released this same year, being Autumn with Golden Child 3.
Great
Calling this an
album.
doesn't even really feel right because this project kind of plays out like a movie in all honesty.
It really
Spanning
does.
out over 24 different tracks and being almost entirely self-produced, this is just like prime modern plug and be Autumn. With also a lot of new elements and sounds being thrown in from time to time, this whole project is just like a really, really good listen. With some of my personal favorite tracks being tracks like God's
Made
Child,
the move, hoes gonna be hoes is the truth. Bitch, I'm a guy to the youth, I help 'em pursue whatever.
My
it
favorite personally was Stay the Same. Not Stay the Same. Was it Stay the Same too? New way of living. Used to be minutes. I'm like, who we kidding? Don't know why I thought we could have did it. It stayed the same too, isn't it? Show the track list again, bro. No, still the same. What am I talking about? I said stay the same. My bad.
This is
Still
just
the same
like
too.
prime
That song
modern
was
plug
hard.
and be autumn. With also a lot of new elements and sounds being thrown in from time to time, this whole project is just like a really, really good listen. With some of my personal favorite tracks being tracks like God's
Made the
Child,
move, hoes gonna be hoes is the truth. Bitch, I'm a guy to the youth. I help them pursue whatever it is.
Them You,
Just with VVS on my tickers, I do boss shit. She wanna hang with me, 'cause
and If It Means Anything Too.
I miss you, but it's no going back. Can't believe that you did.
All of which, in my opinion, were executed almost perfectly. But not quite as perfectly as the third place on my list, which belongs to Shay with Closed Captions. And oh my god, was I not expecting this project. Originally, when I heard about a Shay drop, I was excited, but wasn't like really expecting
say
something like
Shay?
this.
It's
With this
Shay,
project consisting of just banger after
She gon' sign me up, oh yeah. DJ run me one, oh yeah.
banger, along with some of the best production I've heard in an insanely long time. And although I get that overly distorted, semi kind of unmixed instrumentals might not be everyone's favorite, if you can just give it a little bit of time to grow on you, I'm sure that you can find like more than a few classics off this project. With some of my personal favorites off this tape being tracks like Fangs, Schizo, and obviously Soul. Okay, now finally coming in at the second spot on my list and bringing me yet another insanely difficult choice, we have Isaiah TG with Alexandria. And Zay just like really moonwalks all over this project. With the production, vocals,
kinda up and
and
down for
flows
me on
being
this
easily
project.
some of the best we've heard from him in quite a few years.
Like Face
And in
Shot.
all honesty, the only downfall of this project is just how long it is, because 27 tracks is a little insane. But
Facts.
nonetheless, with that being said, he most certainly hits way more than he misses on this project. And with it also being Isaiah, he experiments quite a few times on this project, and it lands like insanely well. Especially on tracks such as Cauterized,
No, we can't do no song. Ay, asking for my picture, leave me alone. Ay,
Mac and Cheese,
cause I got the check, cause I bring my mind up. Your hoe call me Izzy, my hoe call me Zaya.
and obviously I Eat Humans.
Ooh, goddamn it, I got too hot.
But now finally coming in at the number one place on my list, and likely surprising no one that's decent at math, we have Osama Sun with Osama Season. And for anyone saying
Boy,
that
I tried putting Elijah onto Osama Sun when this album dropped, bro. What's it called? Not Flex Music, Osama Season. Bro, I sent him, it was a video. Granted, the video was kind of crazy because it was him, he was on live, he was previewing Working, and the caption was like, "This kid is better than Juice WRLD." And I sent it to him on Twitter. He was like, "Bro, don't ever send me this trash ass shit again." Bro. What can you say? Bro. Tell that bitch to leave me alone, I don't condone it. I've been spending all my high when I'm flowing. Cause I said she love my voice out when I'm flowing.
Tell that bitch to leave me alone, I don't condone it. I've been spinning on the highway and I'm flowing. This so sick, she let my voice out when I'm flowing. Yeah, and I'm going in. I got fast on shit, like I'm going hell. Racks on kicks in my waist, yeah, I drop the bag. Ratchet hoe, yeah, on my face. Fuji, he'll say that I'm on my trap, jumping like all day. Pay no attention till I'm back. Put a scene on my mind. No, I cannot shake your hand. That's up on my leg, look like a bag. Dirty dance. They like, why you poppin' 30 seconds? I was like, no, I'm on that zen. Paradise, can't feel my hand. I'm just tryna feel again. But they can't believe it's working. Put it working. Boy, ain't never
Been nervous, keep on learning.
Flex Music is better than Osama Season, you're actually kind of right, but this project was just too important to Osama's career not to include it.
Exactly.
I've known about Osama for quite a minute, since
They're both
probably
great
around like
projects,
mid
though. Like,
2022.
Osama Season is like
he was
a-
still
8.5. If Flex Music is like a 9.5. Not 9.5. 8, and then like they're very close to each other, but I still got Flex Music over Osama Season.
rapping on mostly Perk 40, Bully, and 30 production. And I've known he's had a lot of potential, but sadly, for some reason, the masses really haven't adapted or maybe not seen enough TikToks to that style of production
they-
yet.
they keep
And although
comparing
he
him to
would get a
fucking
pretty
Ken
solid
Carson.
buzz off tracks like CTSV, he wouldn't really start
CTSV
going
jumping.
up until when he eventually swapped it up to what we got on Osama Season, which is when he started going up just like crazy. With tracks such as X and Sex,
This my man. Where Lil B at?
Lil O,
Mix a 808
With the
drink.
Bud, how do
Working,
But they can't believe it's it's working. Put that work in.
And a personal favorite of mine being Anti.
Bit, praise up to your God. With a chop, throw a law.
All of which slap, but after he did switch it up, boom, hundreds of Twitter meat munchers and knuckle
Yes,
draggers just
bro.
calling him a clone of Ken Carson. Now, obviously, is there similarities in this new style? Of course, especially on tracks like Cutta, you can certainly hear it. But I'm pretty certain people just hear the loud ass 808s
just
and
hear-
instantly
yeah,
just
they
start
just-
shooting
bro,
off
they
clone
don't really
allegations like
hear
left
it,
and
bro.
right. Which if y'all really
Y'all
want to get into the
clone-
weeds
y'all
of it,
clone
X
people
was
for every
popularizing
night.
this exact sound and aesthetic nearly like 8 years ago on tracks like In This Business. The point is, it almost always goes further back, and I mean, this is like the point of music in the underground in general, is to take pre-existing sounds and just add on to them even further. And I know most of it's just coming from like Twitter people that don't really exist in real life. Either way, it's still annoying to see an artist who, in my opinion, has like a crazy amount of potential to blow up even further, kind of get boxed in and like kind of caved into like
Yeah,
one
because
sound
of
like
someone
that,
else,
even though
bro.
I
It's
think
crazy.
he's pretty damn versatile. And that's why Goose Creek's Top Shooter has been awarded the 2023 Album of the Year. Video over. Thank you guys for watching, and obviously let me know down below
said
what y'all's
Goose Creek's
favorite
Top
album of the
Shooter.
year was, or if you
Yo,
guys
there was a
think
video of Osama Sun saying like he was on a Genius interview, and I commented on Instagram. I was like, I thought this was Osama Sun, and it was Osama Sun. I didn't even know that. It's crazy. But good video, bro.